since
What
you
is
joined.
up? I know, I just updated the app. So,
Yeah, it's kind of
you
changed on
know,
my end. It's
we
weird.
should give a good shout out. What app do we use again? Little free
Riverside.
plug. Hmm. Yes, for all of your talking
Recording needs.
needs, recording
Talking
needs,
needs, podcast
talking
needs,
needs.
recording
I
needs,
don't
video
know.
needs.
I think it's well, okay, so we did this before we started the podcast. Like we talked about the podcast and making it, but we did this weekly after you moved. Um, I would just be in the middle of cleaning while we talked. So majority of the time I was out of breath.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I think it started, Kenobi was the first show that came out when I moved out here. Like
Hmm.
literally right after I moved out here.
Yes, 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 yes. So a very, very long time ago,
Very, very
but it was
nice.
definitely fun. And it's also nice to be able to see somebody's face while you're talking to them from
Yeah,
across the country.
I know it's weird.
You
It's so
know,
weird to think about that. Like you're across the country. I don't
yeah,
know.
literally. It's still weird to see you in scary shirts or scary
That's
themed
great.
shirts, I should say. Yeah, you know,
No, I love that movie.
yeah, it's a good movie. It's
It's
like,
so good.
my mom is gonna be so mad at me.
I just can't believe I waited so long to watch it. I'm like, this is what I was scared of? It wasn't even scary.
Yeah,
It was just good.
you know when he gets hit with the phone, that wasn't in the script at the end, and he's
I
like, "You
did
hit
see
me
a
with the
TikTok of
phone,
that,
man."
but I was like, that's pretty good acting. I love him.
I don't have TikTok, so
Oh well,
yeah.
whatever.
I
I see
think
everything on TikTok.
I came up with a new game too because you know how Laura was like, oh, every time Manuel blinks, drink. Every time I go, because I
Add it on there. Two
realized
shots.
in my day to day life I do that all the time.
Huh.
I don't
I
know
don't think
why.
I do anything like that. I'm sure I do
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Or I just
I'm
didn't
like,
know it was you
yeah,
doing it. I
yeah.
just
I
got
didn't
used to it.
realize it. Yeah, it's so funny.
Hmm.
Oh, I can't believe the holidays are right around the corner. Like it's
I
crazy.
know. I just sent
I'm
out
like,
my parents' Christmas present and my best friend's Christmas present, Chelsea's. I don't
yeah.
know if it's gonna make it by then. I said I was slacking, guys. Sorry. Oh, and then my father-in-law, we have a like gift exchange Santa thing where we do over
Yeah,
Zoom. So I'm really hoping it makes it there, but I was
yeah.
slacking.
Open up your air. Well, I mean, realistically, the closest post office is probably 5 horse rides away from you, day and night.
And today, okay, it's like a 30-minute drive, but I brought all the packages. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna like, package them up and I'll do it after the gym. I get there and
Yeah.
realize I didn't have anything to tape up the boxes with. I forgot my tape.
All right, listen, that's how the post office gets me every time because I don't know where I put the tape. Every time I send Eli something to down to LA where he's stationed, um, I have to buy a new roll of tape. I have 12 rolls of tape.
Mm-hmm. I refused
And
today.
the
I said, I'm not doing it. Randall just bought 3 new rolls. I said, I'm driving back home. I'm going to package them up there. And I drove right back to go.
Yeah.
So that's what,
And
an hour trip?
they won't tape it for you.
No.
They're like, nope. And I'm like, I will give you an extra $1.50 right now
Like
if
it's a
you just
post
tape it for
office.
me.
Just tape it
Yeah.
up or give me the
Yeah.
tape. I will tape it up. I will pay you extra and
Yeah.
give you back the tape.
It's probably because somebody found a loophole once when they got in trouble for skipping something they weren't supposed to. And since they technically didn't close it, the U.S. Postal Service was at fault, blah,
Probably.
blah, blah, or something. You know what I
But
mean?
one person ruined it for everybody.
One bad marijuana deal made it a mess for everyone.
You know, right? Oh, man.
I don't know. I always wonder if that's what they think that I'm doing when I'm shipping off action figures. They're like, any liquid perishable? I'm like, just stop your line. It's an action figure. I'm
Well,
shipping it
it's
out.
it's a doll. Let's be real. I'm sending my grown ass man friend another doll.
Technically, for a figure to be classified as a doll,
Oh
it has
no.
to have it has to have rooted hair.
Did you look that up?
No, I learned it a long time ago.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
oh
Yep.
my gosh. Anyways,
So before we talk about the episode, I want to talk about my newfound passion for working out again because a lot of people don't know I work a lot of hours, which
stupid hours.
I made that my excuse not to go to the gym for the longest time. Oh, I'm too tired. I haven't ate enough food. Blah 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 blah. No, it wasn't that. It was just that I was burnt out. I was tired. I was burnt out. And realistically, I just needed to listen to my body and take a break. I had to. I should have. Like, I should have done it a lot sooner. Probably wouldn't feel as bad as I did. Um, and not having a social life and just eat, sleep, work is not good for anybody's mental and physical ability. Like, you have to break up that day to day monotonous and do something extracurricular. You don't have to go to the gym. You can go for a walk. You can read a book. I started reading books and I started drawing again. Yeah, like I
Specifically.
specifically, sorry. The energy drinks. I did that yesterday when I was at work and my boss was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, the coffee's kicking in." Cuz like my brain finally
The
woke up.
caffeine.
Yeah. But you don't have to. Like you can do other stuff. You can draw, you can read a book, you can do a crossword puzzle.
It's just something that's different and fun. To
Yeah,
get you out of.
don't do Sudoku though, cuz that game sucks.
I love that game. I have it on my phone. It's so
Yeah,
much
well,
fun.
you're an old soul at heart, okay?
Is that an old person game?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but I did and I'm the reason why I'm bringing this up is last night was my employee Christmas party, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get effed up, we're gonna party, blah blah blah." Even my boss was like, "Look, Manuel, you've had a long year. Let your hair down, have some fun." You know what I mean? Like your daughter's taking you and picking you up. Like you don't even have to drive, so like just have fun. And I ate and I hung out. I didn't win any prizes this year. Um, but I only had one drink because I just was like, I'm back in that mindset of like, this isn't worth it. And I want to get up tomorrow and I want to go to the gym, you know? And it's like,
But you can let
it's in,
loose without getting drunk, you know?
yeah, yeah, no, 100%. Like I spent like $140 gambling. I had fun. I didn't win anything this time, but I won $200 a couple of days ago. So that's fine. You know, you win it, you give it back. You win it, you give it back. It's the circle of life.
Oh, yeah.
It's when you're giving it too much and not getting it back is when it sucks. But I did like I was like, man, I'm like you should. One of the whole reason why I'm saying this is you should really listen to your body and you should take advantage of the good times, especially when you're in the gym because not all the time is going to be a good time,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
And you
So
have to find what, like, I don't know, for me in the gym, this last, like, since moving here, it's just been different, I guess, just from, I guess, working out with you. But this
yeah,
last year, I've been trying to find, like, more fun in the gym now that I don't work at the gym, and it is more fun. But
yeah,
I've found that now that I set goals and like certain number weights, like when I hit 200 on the squat and now I'm working on deadlifts and all that, like that's super fun to me now. Because
yeah,
before, like when I first started working out, it was because I quit doing dance. I just needed something physical to do. And then it was more the aesthetic part of it. Then it was for the bodybuilding shows, which is still aesthetic, I guess. And then it was like bulking and learning how to do that the right way with you. And then, now it's just like I just want to lift heavy and just, you know?
yeah.
So I think I've gone through
Do
all the
you?
phases.
So and it's so funny too. I was talking to this girl that I went to school with. I've known her forever, and she is not eating right. And I was like, you need to break your fast in the morning and drink a protein shake. And she's like, I don't want to gain too much muscle. Like, I'm not trying to look manly, like this, and
Same.
that. And I'm like, look, I'm like, you're not. You're not going to. If anything, you're going to look better because you're going to get tighter and firmer. And it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, women especially are so self-conscious when it comes to lifting heavy weights and bulking. Like you even yourself felt a little insecure when I had you gaining all that weight before the second show. And like I told you, like just trust the process. It'll come off. You know what I mean? Like just wear a little baggier
Okay.
shirt, wear a sweater, like
Mm-hmm.
you know but I get it, like I totally get it, because I'm in the same boat right now. Like I haven't like really been working out, so like I'm 275 but I'm soft,
Yeah.
like I don't have very much muscle definition. I feel squishy, especially in the midsection, so I don't tuck my shirts in no more at work. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those things where it's just like sometimes you have to be uncomfortable and live in an uncomfortable state to become comfortable.
Mm-hmm. I was like,
Yeah,
that makes sense. But this guy today at the gym, one of like the regulars that's there, and he's like a big old dude.
yeah,
And I hadn't seen him in a little bit because he's going at different times with this kid and all that. But he was
yeah,
just like, Mariah, you look really trim. Are you trying to like lose weight? I said, oh, no, I'm actually eating more and trying to gain weight.
yeah.
But I said, but thank you. I said, maybe it's just because I'm lifting heavy. It's more muscle that you see now. He's like, oh, yeah. But I said, but thank you for the compliment. But I
You're
got like
okay.
offended because I'm like, I'm trying to eat
Yeah,
more and gain more right now.
yeah. Well, and it's like, and sometimes stuff is noticeable. Like, trust me, like when you post videos, your legs definitely look thicker. Your shoulders look rounder, your arms look more full. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever you're doing, it is working. And it's noticeable because it's even the same thing with somebody that we know at the gym, each other. She's literally bulking right now, and she's worked so hard on her glutes that there's a physical difference in her glutes and her hamstrings, like tie-in especially, that like every time I see her, like I'm like, if somebody's looking at me that doesn't know me, they're probably thinking I'm checking her out, because I can't help but be like, damn, you look great. Like you can see the
Well,
noticeable
especially
difference.
knowing where how much work she's been putting in and trying to
Yes,
get
a
to that.
hundred
Because I
percent,
think I know who you're
a
talking
hundred
about,
percent.
but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
And I'm just like, good job, good job. You know what I mean? Because it's like people work so hard, but they don't get like that third party, second party recognition or like compliments often, you
Because it is
know?
different when somebody else notices it. Because you look at yourself every day.
Yeah. And that's what like I even tell myself too, like quit beating yourself up. Like, like, man, I don't know.
Like
But I
even
feel
on
good.
my deadlifts today, uh, because I know you don't deadlift and we never deadlift together, but I'm like,
Yeah.
that's my new goal. Like, I'm gonna learn how to deadlift
Yeah.
better. And there's this one guy, he's 72. His name's Chan. He's the coolest guy, but he works out and like he deadlifts all the time really heavy. So I was asking him just pointers and stuff because of like the way your hand position, because I don't like the
Yeah.
overhand underhand thing. I feel like that's
Yeah.
very uncomfortable. And he's like, yeah, don't do that. You just use your wraps. Anyways, so I
Yeah.
did 200. It was easy peasy. And when I got done, he's like, "Is that like your first time?" Or like, I was like, "I just don't really deadlift. Like, that's my first
Yeah.
time doing it heavy like that."
Yeah.
But he's like, "Your form is too good for you not to be deadlifting. If you want to deadlift,
Yeah.
he's like, you have great form." I said, "Thank you so much."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, I'll
Well,
keep
to
deadlifting."
to be fair, you are 4'8", so you're closer to the ground, so it's easier for you.
4'8". Oh my God, practically.
Mm.
But yeah, that is true. I think
With
I have an advantage with that.
with that green blue hair, you're
I
lucky
know.
nobody out there in Ohio thought you were a damn Smurf and tried to shoot you for a
Somebody called me Smurf
trophy.
yesterday.
Oh God, that's
They said Smurfette.
hilarious.
I said Smurfette has blonde hair and her body's blue. Get out of here.
So you're the Uno reverse or
Yeah.
version of her. But okay, so I never really deadlift because one, I always liked rack deads better than
I do like
deadlifts.
those
And that was like my preferred choice for like that deadlift movement, to take all of the
because you're
leg
still
out and
hitting
just,
that back area.
yeah. So that was always my preferred choice. I used to deadlift all the time back in the day. And then I just kind of was just like, I don't really want to do this no more. Like, if anybody that knows me or is anybody that's seen me like without my shirt off, I have a big back. Like, just, I've built a
Even with your
big
shirt
back.
on, you can see you have a huge back.
So it's just one of those scenes where it's just like I didn't really have to do them, you
Yeah,
know.
true.
Um, Everybody is genetically gifted in some part of their body, uh, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Not that I didn't like it. It's just it wasn't fun.
Yeah,
And if I did it, I did it forever. Like I did rep after rep after rep after rep. So then it was just like I was so exhausted if I did it in the beginning that I just kind of just did the whole workout of just deadlifts. And I'm not a power lifter,
yeah.
you know.
I
So,
feel
but
it.
I am proud of you.
Thank you.
You're killing
Definitely
it,
having
and
fun again with the gym.
it and it's definitely motivating too to have somebody that like you can see that has come so far in their journey of lifting and is still progressing. It makes me be like a little kick in the butt and be like, all right, fool, it's time to go. So
Yeah, get your shit together.
yeah. Um, so let's talk about episode 4.
Episode
And
4.
I want to just start off with talking about the little Rizzler himself, Neil.
Am
Little
I the
smooth,
cutest thing in the world?
suave, with his little comb over. His comb over kills me.
I just
It's
think
so
he's the
funny.
cutest freaking thing.
I
And he's
was
all,
dying.
when they get on the planet, I'm jumping ahead, but when he's just like, the ashes clogging my
Yeah,
trunk. I was like,
yeah,
oh
I
my
was
god.
laughing so hard. I like his little undertone. Like I said last week or the week before, like I like his little undertone comments that he makes. Um, I was like, smooth operator. So, what do you think about this episode?
It definitely was a slower episode. So the first part was kind of like not keeping my attention as much, but I'm gonna sit through it because I know it's probably important. And it did. It ended up picking up and being really good. Um, all of their children though kind of threw me off. I was like, I don't know, there's too many kids on an episode for me. But it's a kids show. But I mean, overall, I liked it.
Yeah, it was definitely a kid themed episode. Um, Very like it gave off like the old like He-Man and like G.I. Joe episodes from the 80s where it was like, if you put your heads down and work hard, you'll be able to pull off anything, and even though you're small, you're strong, you know? Um,
But I mean, it definitely had a darker part of it. Like once you got into it, because I thought it was just all kids, and I
yeah,
was like, where are the
yeah,
adults? But then it's like they all have to like be like that to survive, and I was like, okay, okay,
yeah.
I
Well,
get
and
it then.
that's what I thought of. That's what I thought too at first. I was like, oh, okay, is this going to be like the Lost Boys, like like how Peter Pan was, and there's just all kids, and that's
That's
all that's
exactly what I was
left.
thinking.
hmm But it ended up not being that. Um, but for a minute, I did think that. Oh, did you have anything else before I start?
No, I mean, I was sad that Smee was the way he was, but he's a
Yeah,
droid and he had orders. I guess I
yeah.
get it. I hope that he turns back to how he was.
Could you not get subtle undertones through the last 3 episodes that he had a dark part of him?
Yeah, for sure. And they really gave it into this one when he kept saying, I don't know an atin, I don't know an atin, or whatever he's saying.
Yeah.
I was like, you know.
hmm Yeah. Can't ever say I heard of it.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
okay.
for me, I think I liked it, and I do agree with you. But see, for me, like when I watch it, like I'm paying attention to everything in the back. I've already watched it twice,
Of
but
course.
I'm paying attention to everything in the background. I'm looking at stuff. It was weird that both planets were exactly mirrored the same.
Ooh, I have a theory about that.
So they're mirrored the same. Everything was the exact same. They went into Neil's house on this planet and it was set up the exact same. They have the exact same mural in that house as the dad did. and all of the creatures and humans are the same on both of the planets. There are Ithorians, there are Rhodians, and then I think one other species. But they're all the same. They're not like there's not any difference. Like it's like a copycat of everything.
Hmm.
I almost and it just dawned on me, I'm almost like, did they clone them? Are they planets of clones?
Well,
And
so
they're
they
being go ahead.
Well, I was kind of thinking the same thing, but that droid theory, because they're not allowed in the astronomy or whatever that tower is. They're like, oh, on our
Yes,
planet, we're
yes,
not, nobody's allowed up there. So I'm like,
yes.
except for droids. So I'm like, did a droid just take that planet and just copy it and then just
Hmm.
hide it, I guess? But why?
Yeah. But see, there's multiple though. There's nine originally in that description,
So
and
are they
now
all the
when
same?
that's what I'm saying. But what if it was like a strategic thing or like a thing to see how they could go ahead and like survive? So this planet is the complete opposite of what At is. The next one that they find, is it going to be a middle ground where it's half and half? And then are they going to find one where it's completely like, you know, 70-30 or something like that? Or are they the nine planets where they tried to do the exact same thing and all of them fell except for at Aten? So
Because they
it
all
didn't
start with
work.
at too. It's like at
Hmm.
Akron, at
Yeah,
Atten.
yeah. So, but with that though, it's like, okay, like they're doing something for the better good. So somebody's clearly being the puppet master behind the
But
closed curtain.
why did they only have at Atten's coordinates crossed out? Like, why are they trying to hide that one so much? If all, unless that's like the only successful planet that they've cloned so far, and they're trying to
That's
preserve it. Oh my gosh, mind blown.
yes. So whether it's cloning or it's the only one that actually functioned and worked, they
Mm-hmm.
made sure that that one was never found because they're all data
Mm-hmm.
analytics there. This one looked to be a herding planet based off of the Eopes. So maybe each planet had its own resource. They're clearly farmers. They're clearly, you know what I mean, like cattlemen
Yeah.
essentially. So it's almost like, I hate to say this but it's almost like the different districts in the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
How
That's
each district had a
interesting.
specific theme. Yeah, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But I was like, damn, I'm like, I'm gonna watch it again later today or this evening after I come back from the gym. But I was just like,
That is
I
very
wonder.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's like, why is it the same? Just
yeah,
post-apocalyptic way.
yeah.
And I
So
wonder who
whoever
they're battling. Like, who are they
it's
against?
there,
Like,
it's
who's? Is it just them?
on the planet that they landed. It's them. That's why they said, which flag do you fly? They're all the same
Oh,
people, but they branched off into two different clans.
okay.
So
Hmm.
clearly they didn't have so much structure as other places. And then that cannon was an aerial cannon to shoot at things in the sky. So was that protection, like security? Was it a security cannon that was on top of the school to protect whatever came in? Because they don't
The
have
barrier.
the barrier like Atten does. They just have like that fogginess to it. So
Hmm.
yeah. And so that ship that they're on, I forget the name of it. Shmi says that he's the one who destroyed it. Whoever his original captain is, I guarantee is still at Atten.
Oh, yeah, because yeah, that ship is there,
Hmm. Yeah, and that
or it
ship's
was
been
there.
yeah, and that ship looks like it crashed, but also it looks like it may have been the dirt may have been pushed over it because it was like a canal. It was like a natural canal, like a
Hmm.
dried up river. So I'm like,
That's interesting.
yeah,
So you don't think his captain was one of the dead ones in there?
no, I don't think so at all.
Mm.
I think the captain killed everybody once they landed, and was the only survivor. and either is still alive or
He's the
ended up
dad.
getting is either possibly he's very
Because I
weird
think
and
something's up with him.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think he's a
yeah,
bad guy because people are like, oh, he
yeah,
kind of seems like he might be a bad guy, but that just seems too easy. I was like, I don't
and
think he's bad, but I don't know.
he lives awfully close.
Yeah. And just the way, like, somebody, I think it's the last episode where all the parents are in there and he's just like sitting there very quietly. You just tell,
Hmm.
like, he knows something that they don't know. You know? I don't know.
And he has well that and are there any other African American characters in that first episode, like little kids or anything, or are they the only two? Because all the other
Oh, I
ones are
don't know.
Caucasian.
Yeah, we're aliens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What if they landed and he was
Where's his
and
mom?
that's what I said. Who's the
Where?
mom?
Yeah, because where's Wim's mom and where is Fern's dad? KB's got the two moms, but I think that KB was created because, like I said, two moms, you really can't have babies. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, unless you
yeah.
adopt or you
She's
make, and she's
well,
part
and she's
cyborg,
yeah,
so that makes sense.
yeah,
And then, well, Neil's got, I think, did they show mom and dad?
yeah. I think they have two parents because Neil
Yeah,
even has little brothers and sisters.
yeah. So he's the only
So
one that we've seen that has
yeah,
siblings.
yeah. But I'm telling you, either the captain's alive still, or they killed him and covered it up,
That's
like the
just
droids or
wild.
something. I don't
Yeah,
know, but that's a lot of theories for one day. I can't reveal too many more of my secrets.
there's just so much. I don't know. It just takes
No,
so
it
many different
is.
turns.
It does. But I like it. I like it a lot.
I do. I like that
I'm
they showed Fern more as a kid this one. Like she finally realized like I might have
that
messed
she's not a
up.
badass. Yeah,
Yeah, she's like I'm
yeah,
still a child and I don't know what I'm
yeah.
doing.
And you
Yeah.
can see Wim wants to be a Jedi, but the moment that everything went down, he hid behind a girl like a little wimp.
But when
Um,
Nod is it Nod Nodwood?
just call him Crimson Jack.
Okay, when Crimson Jack when he came in and all the kids ran up and hugged him and stuff, I'm like, he's gonna love these kids. Like
Yeah,
he might betray them, but then he's gonna turn back and be like, I can't do that to you
yeah,
guys. He
yeah.
definitely has a little relationship going on.
I do
And then
think,
when he sold or gave him the credit, he's like, "Did you take my credit?" I'm like, "Yeah, to save you."
yeah. But also too, like I did like, I think Shmi is going to. I think they're going to be able to fix him and get him back
Good,
to where he needs to be. But I
because
don't
he's
think
a
that
little
he,
sassy droid. All the droids are sassy,
yeah,
but he's
I
just like,
don't think,
"Don't make me count." I'm like,
yeah, I
"Oh
don't
my
think he's
gosh."
going to be the one to get them back to Ad. I think once they wipe his memory banks, I think he's just going to be a good droid and then end up sacrificing
Mm,
himself like K2 or something.
I hope not. I like him.
So I'm just thinking about him as an action figure. Is he going to have that function where he grows and like his appendages,
I do like that. I
get
think that's
bigger? I
cool.
was like, that's pretty sick.
He's just like,
But
"Arr."
then also,
But did you
yeah,
notice how he walks?
yeah, with
Like
the
with little
little
peg
limp,
leg? I'm like, that's
yeah.
kind of cool. It's very piratey.
Mm-hmm. Me is his name.
I love it.
Oh. But yeah, I do like it. I like that there hasn't been any Jedi's. No, there's no Luke
Hmm.
Skywalker or nothing like that. Like it's showing that you can make a Star Wars show without having to talk about Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker, you know.
I think that's what they honestly, I think that's where even Acolyte, I'm like, you guys are just too focused on that story and doing
Yeah,
that, where it's like, this is obviously successful.
yeah. So,
I think. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone really complain about it, but I also don't look, so I don't know.
yeah. I haven't seen nobody complain, and even like a couple other people that I watch that review stuff, they seem to be enjoying it as well.
It's like so fun
So,
though. It's definitely just sci-fi
yeah,
and Star Warsy and
yeah.
it's fun.
I maybe it's just hitting like my nostalgia from the Goonies and all
Definitely.
that classic like Stand By Me and even Mac and Me. Did you ever watch Mac and Me?
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
No.
it's good. It's good. Or like Flight of the Navigator, classic.
Nope. Just Goonies and Stand By Me.
Yeah. Well, you were probably, drooling on yourself when I was watching those movies since I am older
Probably.
than you.
I actually listened to this podcast. It's got not Jack, something Johnson. What's his name? Jake Johnson from New Girl.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's his podcast, and they give like advice. It's called Here to Help, but it's like stupid advice. But this girl calls in, and she talked about how when she meets new people, she always tells a story, like in college, of the Stand By Me, where like she was chunky, and they called her, uh, whatever, lard or lard ass, and then she had the pie eating contest, all that. And she said nobody gets it. They think it's true. So she was like, "What do I do?" and all that. But I'm like, have that like people not seen that movie? Because she's like, you would think it's obvious. And then Jake Johnson's just like, just lean into it. Just keep telling different parts of that story until one day
Yeah.
somebody's gonna catch that Stand By Me. I was like, that's
Yeah.
pretty freaking funny.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
gonna
That's
try
so
that.
funny.
Like we found a body and we had to go over these railroad tracks. It
So,
was wild.
I thought you were talking about the lard ass. I was like, Mariah, nobody's gonna believe you were a lard ass. You're too small.
Well, so I'm gonna go for the dead body.
Hell yeah. Shall we do Star Wars conversation?
Star Wars conversation. That was my Vader noise. We're going into repeats.
Have we gone through that many cards?
I swear to God.
Sheesh. Man.
I think we've done all these. Like this one. Do you think Anakin Skywalker was a chosen one who brought balance to the Force? Why or why not?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he
And
was.
you know why? It was written in the script.
Exactly. You cannot change it. Just because the sequels changed it doesn't mean it's real.
Yeah, literally.
Stupid.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, he was the chosen one, and he brought balance. I really hope in Ahsoka season 2 he became the father, like they wanted him to in the Clone Wars.
I think
Yeah,
work on season
yeah,
2. I wonder who
yeah.
they're gonna give for Balin.
I don't know. I don't know.
Ugh.
They're gonna have to keep him in it. And to be all
Yeah.
honest with you, like even if you get an actor who's close enough to him, I don't think fans are gonna complain.
No. Because what are you gonna do? He's gone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there's nothing you can
literally.
do about it. Did you also
Yeah.
see that the Superman trailer is coming out?
Yes.
I'm not excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
saying you don't sound excited.
not really. Oh,
Tyler,
okay.
because Tyler and Mike were in like a little group thing on Instagram and he sent it. He's like, I'm so stoked. I'm like, I'm just not excited. He's like, how
Yeah.
can you not be excited? I'm like, because there's so many. Give me new characters. Give me new stories. Like, I don't. We know Superman. We get it.
Yes. Yes. How many times are you gonna redo the same story?
That same story. And that's what he said. He's like, well, you can't have DC characters without Superman, Batman. I said, yeah, but we already have a million stories of the same story. So
Yeah.
just move on and
Yeah.
plug in a new Superman in the new show. So I'm just,
If
yes,
they
it's
were gonna,
James Gunn. I'm sure it's going to be great.
yes. If they're
But
gonna do a Superman, I want to see him in the black Superman outfit.
yes, I
Or
agree.
or let's see when he goes bad and fights the Justice League.
Yes, that's he. Those are the
Okay?
stories we need.
Yeah.
Don't
You
just
want
keep
to
doing the
tell,
same
I
thing.
think one theme that I wish it would come to like live action is the Killing Joke. I
Yes.
think that would really be good. Or let's
In the
do a
same
live
way Penguin was shot.
yeah, let's do a live action Batman Beyond.
Yes. Yeah, there's so
Yeah,
many things they can do. I'm like, stop
yeah,
doing the same
yeah,
stories
yeah,
with
literally.
different actors.
Yeah. I am Superman. I'm still going to be working in the same place and still have glasses on. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me
Yeah.
fast forward and spoil it for you. She finds out at the end that he's Superman. He ends up saving her, and then he dons the outfit. And Sonic Boom. Credits.
And wham bam, thank you, bam. Yeah, for real.
Next question, please.
Next question. Technology. Stormtroopers are chasing you, and you come across an Imperial Scout Walker in a fast speeder bike. Which would you choose to escape?
I would
Stormtroopers,
pick
eh?
I would pick the speeder bike, and then I would zigzag back and forth because they can't see very well in their
I was thinking the same thing.
helmets. The walker's too slow. Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
damage, but somebody could put a
But they're
thermal
stormtroopers,
detonator.
like,
Yeah, but
they're not gonna get you.
they can run underneath it and put a thermal detonator, and then kaboom,
Oh, I didn't think about
kaboom.
that. Yeah, that's true. Whereas if you're on speeder, it's gonna be shooting at you, and especially if you're zigzagging, they ain't getting you.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So, I can't believe I'm in a sweater. It's sweater weather,
Me too. So what about that?
sweater weather.
So what about that? Okay, last one. Characters. Which Star Wars character do you wish was your best friend?
Hmm.
Chopper, Ezra, the whole Rebel gang, Zeb.
I I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool. Who would be a best friend?
That's kind of a hard one.
The Mandalorian.
Of course. You want to be a best friend with the Mandalorian? I feel like you wouldn't even have a relationship. You just be like, this
Perfect.
is a lie.
Perfect for my heartless self.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can play that off.
But then I'd get to meet Bo Katan.
Oh, so that's the real reason. Okay. Okay. She's coming to the Indiana Comic Con, the one I went
Is
to
she
last year.
really? When
Hmm
is it?
March something, March 15th or something. I don't know. We're thinking about going.
Well, I better look at flights. How much are the
Was
tickets?
it? I don't know. I haven't looked yet.
January, February, March?
Yeah. I know
Plenty
the
of
tickets
time.
to get into it aren't expensive. I think last year was like $30 or $40 for a day ticket. It's just more the photo ops and stuff. It just depends how much she does. Hayden
There's,
was expensive, but he's always going to be expensive. I don't think
yeah,
she's as expensive.
um, there's always like toy shows and a bunch of toy stores out that way too.
Of course there is. That's what I was
Like
telling Tyler.
everybody,
I was like, we can make it like a tradition because it's only a 3 hour drive for me to go to Indiana.
yeah.
I was like, well, if there's cool people there, because if there's no cool people there, it's not really worth it.
Well, send me the dates when we get out of this, and then
Okay.
I'm definitely down to go
Yeah. And as the
for
as it gets
sure.
closer, it'll announce more people because he was saying not even just doing the photo op, doing the signature. Cause usually you can get a selfie, but you get to talk to them. Because like photo
Hmm.
ops, it's just kind of you take a picture and you move on.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, so like when I meet celebrities at work, I bullshit with them. I talk to them like no problem. Like I was talking to TJ Miller like a month and a half ago, and we were shooting the shit for like probably like a good like 30 minutes. I don't have a problem talking to celebrities when I'm at work because I've met a bunch of them. But when I'm like at like a function that they're like hosting or something, like I just freeze up. Like when I met Liz Millie out in Chico, I was like, and then like she asked me a question, and keep in mind, I've talked to her several times over Instagram. Like we've communicated over the last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about like dyslexia and how like that's how I originally found her before I even knew she was a comedian. I found her like she did this like lecture at this college because she's dyslexic, and that's how like I found her. And then I seen her like do a stand-up show, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's the same person I saw on
Oh, you're
YouTube. Like
funny.
I'm like, oh man. So like I've BS'd with her, but when I met her in person, I was like, I have a cat.
No, for real though, that's how I was with Hayden. Like when I was waiting and you can see him, I was like not
Yeah.
nervous because I'm like looking at him. He's taking pictures of the other person. I was like, I got this. Like it's not even that nerve wracking. But the minute he looked at me, I was like, every who am I? I don't know. And I really did not
Started
expect him to
started
act like that.
sweating. Started
I really
sweating
was. I was
profusely.
so nervous.
hands all
Maybe
clammy.
it's just because it was him. I don't know. Maybe I'd be different with somebody else.
Yeah, I would be down though.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I don't really even care about getting in a picture with them because, like, again, too, like all the celebrities that I've ever met, I've never gotten a picture with one of them. Like, I like having the memory and the experience. Like, that was the funnest
And that's
part.
where the autograph is better.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you can actually talk to them and kind of BS with
Yeah.
them, whereas photo shoots are just so fast and you just kind of go through them,
Yeah.
which I get. But
Yeah.
with Hayden's, since he got groped last year, it kind of ruined everything. So I'm kind of like, if we
He
did the
got
photo or
groped?
yeah, some girl grabbed him. So we were 2 hours behind. Our photo shoot was at like 1:30, and we didn't get back there till like 3:30. And we didn't know until we got home the next day that a girl was harassing him. Like they're trying to get a picture together and she like grabbed him and he asked her to stop it. And then she was like just making comments to him that were like inappropriate. And he said, please stop. And then, security went to get her out and I guess she started screaming saying that he was harassing her and all this. And so they had to get him out of the situation and then get her out of the situation. It was a whole thing, I guess, and it got so
Dang.
delayed because he didn't
Damn.
stop doing signatures and stuff till like 11 o'clock at night or something crazy because he did
That's
his panel with Rosario Dawson. Why is her name hard, Rosario?
Yeah.
But he did the panel and then he went back to doing the signatures just to finish up everybody, and I was like, that's
Damn.
wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, well, I'm definitely down. I would want her to sign probably one of my action figures because I thought that would be pretty cool.
You're a nerd. I'm just kidding. No, that's cool. I just like to give you crap for that. I would like her to sign one of my action figures. My helmet.
Yeah, see, exactly.
I just thought about it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I
Durr.
get it. I get it. I get it. Whatever. Anyways,
Alrighty. Well, we
that was a good episode.
let's end it there.
All right.
Send me the dates though. I'll definitely look into it because March is pretty good for me because we don't have any like major holidays. So, but like,
Okay.
comment, subscribe.
All that jazz.
You can follow us on Instagram at
Mariah Love Fit. I almost forgot.
and I'm the 530 Gorilla. Side note, it was hilarious. My kids' mom was trying to be funny in our group chat because I sent her something about oh, I like to show my cats cheetahs and lions to remind them that they're pampered little brats and they ain't shit.
I do the same thing with my dogs.
Like you ain't tough, you live cush. So my kids' mom was like, oh, something, something. That's why I show you pictures of bears to remind you that you're not shit. And I commented back, I said, I'm the 530 gorilla, not the 530 bear. And my kids were
Get it
cracking up
right,
in the
lady.
in the group chat. And she was like, see, this is why I try not to have fun because I'm just like, it's cool.
She gets ganged up on.
I'll give you an A for effort. So, but yeah, like, comment, and
I'm gonna
subscribe. And until next week, I will see you again.
see you later,
May the
alligator.
force be with you.
Always.
Bye.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Help me, Obi-Wan